Hey guys and gals, Jim here with a little quick video. This is my Star Destroyer, Super Star Destroyer, and I threw on a Death Star just for kicks. It's kind of like, even though they're not all the same scale, it's kind of like a little perspective. I got them at different distance from the front of the base and all that, so, nothing special about the builds. The Death Star, both of them, I mean not the Death Star, but the Star Destroyer and Super Star Destroyer, painted them both the same. Pretty much just a coat of light gray primer, and then I go over it with a couple mist coats of white, real light coats, so it kind of still lets the gray show through a little bit, you know. And it's done a little bit uneven, so there's a little bit areas where stuff. I don't do no wash. It's like I told you in the past. I read when I built my other Star Destroyer, that building plate that I did all the lighting on and stuff. I read about the studio model. They not weather or do washes on these. They were just pretty much different shades of whites. So that's why I do these are so small and everything to keep it in scale. That's why I just do the light gray primer and then go over it with a couple mist coats of white till it kind of brings them to the shade I like and stuff. But anyway, that's it. Like I says, I discussed about I was lighting the engines on that one. You know, it's not something that's easy to do if you're a beginner. You got to trim the parts quite a bit to run. I did mine with fiber optics. You got to trim the engine parts, some of the bottom parts to get the fiber optics run through and all that. You got to be careful because there's not a whole lot of bulk to it, so you gotta make sure that you don't crimp the fibers. And I do glue these together, so you gotta be careful when you glue them so you don't get the fibers. And then all the gaps that I had to cut to run the fibers through, I then went back and filled them in with canopy glue and to conceal everything and make it look back to normal again. So like I said, something fancy. I lit both of them, just the engines. I am working on a Star Destroyer where I'm doing a complete lighting deal, the whole superstructure and everything. Showed that in the previous video where I'm at with that, and that's not no real quick process or nothing. So, but anyway, I'll show you the engines lit. And both of them, I did them with fiber optics, both of them. On the Star Destroyer, I drilled them out. I just used little short to the 0.5 millimeter for the small engines and 2 millimeter pieces for the long one. I got one LED right about where the brass tube runs up, and that's what's lighting those and stuff. I didn't do no kind of flickering effects or nothing like that, so they're just pretty much constant on, steady on, nothing. Like I said, this is just something I wanted to mess with and try to light them both up and put them on a little bit stuff. It's kind of like a perspective thing because they're nowhere near the same scale. Like I said, if that Super Star Destroyer was the same size as the little Star Destroyer here, it'd be 52 inches long roughly. So, and then there's my engines lit on the Super Star Destroyer and all that, and those are done with 50 millimeter fiber optics, 0.5 millimeter, 0.5 millimeter fiber optics too, and those run all the way through the tube. And then I got a red LED underneath in the base. So pretty much that's the setup there, all that. So this one, even though it's fiber optics, they do throw some light through the sides, and being this plastic is so small, this one I did have to put a light coat of black over it to light block it, otherwise everything won't. But I like it in the dark. You won't pick up much now because it's kind of light and everything, but in the dark you actually get the nice little glow along the sides of the engines. You can kind of pick it up some there a little bit, but it looks real cool. So when it's nighttime and stuff, and you just got a lamp on and all that, it's pretty nice looked up. It was fun, and like I says, it was a challenge to parts trim to run the fibers in there. And I know there's a gentleman that did his with SMDs, one in each engine. Where he had the room to run all the wires, I have no idea, but it was a challenge enough to do it with fibers and everything. But I thought it came pretty cool and all that, and both of them together lit up. Like I said, it's nothing fancy. This is going to go on display at my hobby shop for a few weeks so they can let the customers see what they can do with these kits and stuff, or try to learn how to do them. And I got a couple other kits that I took up. They're just some basic ones and stuff. bit of show, you know, for a few weeks, then I pick them up and might maybe take something else, you know, feel like it and stuff. But that's what we got there. So, you know, like I said, nothing fancy, nothing special, just your basic Bandai kits. And I just lit the engines on these. So I know a while back I did a Star Destroyer that I had some of the side trenches and the engines lit. This one's just the engines. I got a couple of them just doing static models, maybe little diorama scenes or something from the movies that might be to replicate. But I am working on one that's going to be fully lit, and I'm thinking about, with the 1000 scale one, putting it in the background like another perspective, but it'll be all lit up with superstructure and side trenches, the whole 9 yards and stuff. So I haven't got the underside landing bay drilled out and stuff. So it says there's no rush on that one. It's a little bit kind of learning, trying to experiment with different ways I could light it and everything. There's not a whole lot of room to run fibers through everything like I did in these. There's not a whole lot of room for LEDs, so I'm trying to get everything lit as far as, you know, with like 2 LEDs and everything. And what I'm using inside of it, had to do light block first, and then what I'm using inside is this. This is the tape that you use to cover seams on your galvanized ductwork and stuff. This is that aluminum tape, and it's very sticky, so it'd make a nice reflective surface for the inside model. So that way, like, I can get 1 or 2 little SMDs in there. It'll bounce the light throughout the whole, you know, tiny area and stuff. So, but that's what I got. That's what I did with these. And that, like I said, I'm happy with the way they turned out. They are tiny, but I think it adds a little bit of interest to them, being the engines are lit. And like I said, nothing flickers, constant on, no kind of fancy stuff and stuff. I got to pick up some new 9-volt batteries because this is kind of half used up and everything. I borrowed it to put it in a model, and I got some stuff on order today for my 5000 Star Destroyer. I was low on my 3mm white LEDs and stuff, so I had to put an order in with Lighthouse LED. So I should be getting everything sometime next week, and I can start work on lighting that one and everything. So for now, that's it. You guys all have a happy Thanksgiving, you and your families. Take care. Things are starting a little bit more clear about the COPA stuff, the FTC stuff and all that. It may not be as bad as we originally were hearing, so hopefully it all works out. If for some reason it does, I'm going to just put my videos on private, and eventually I can just reset it back to public and stuff. But I'm not going to wipe out my whole channel and that, so you know, I'm not going that route. I think things are going to be okay, because the more I read, it sounds like the more they're going after people that do stuff that has to do with children and things like that. I don't think it's going to affect us modelers unless you got a channel that you're using a lot of vulgarities or something like that, but I don't think it'll affect us. So thanks to all my subscribers, thanks to all my new subscribers that I'm still picking up every day. Thanks for all the comments, thanks for all the like buttons you hit. And you know how to get a hold of me. Go down to the description, you'll find my email, and we'll see you soon. Till the next time, take care. Bye.